close my eyes.
Oh, I love that video. I love that video. Big up everyone. Yeah, it's 2-0 Ipswich. Big up Ipswich. Yeah, the Chelsea are falling. Yeah.
How many goals have Chelsea and Man United conceded in total so far tonight?
Huh. Yeah, I see what you did there. Oh, man. Big up everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got Cal for a little bit before he has to go and cartwheel to Aldi.
Get some of the kids stuff. I forgot to get it earlier.
But after that, when Cal goes, we've got Lakers coming on, and
we're not overlapping.
And K-Mac will be coming on as well, getting them on at 9:30. Yeah. Before we start, I just want to say one thing. So I don't know why, but I have lost 127 subscribers over the last 10 days. So I have no idea why. Yeah, they're just plummeting. I'm losing more as we speak as well. I don't know what is going on. I don't know if it's YouTube during the whole cleanup or whatever it is, but yeah, I'm losing subscribers. So if you are one of them subscribers who have decided to want to subscribe, let me know why and what I can do to make things better around here. But Yeah, I have no idea what's going on that side of things. But look, we're going to just talk about these. I am getting a little slightly worried about the contracts just because of what Mo Salah at the end of everything yesterday said, which really ruined my whole day. Yeah, it's because I slagged Diaz. All the Colombians left.
To be fair, though, you are the first person who said he should be playing through the middle, and he looks revitalized, man.
Different player, man. Different player.
Completely different player.
But yeah, obviously Liverpool are doing extremely well right now on top of the world, which I'm more than happy about, and we will go into that later in the show, guys. So don't worry, there's not all negative stuff. We'll talk about all the positive later, Mo Salah and everything like that, and laugh at Chelsea losing. But we got to talk about these contract figures. I am starting to get a little bit concerned and a little bit worried. So obviously Mo after the game said we're very far apart. Still don't know what that completely means. And then sort of walked off and left it like that for us to talk about. You know, Trent doing that in his celebration yesterday, and you know, Virgil actually not saying a thing, to be fair to Virgil. I'm just a little bit worried, Cal. Look, there's a lot of people to blame. Obviously, the ownership take the main blame because they are the people that run our football club and employ people to do certain situations at our football club. So, you know, like if a kid's bad, you blame the parent, not the kid. You know, it's that sort of thing. But I've not really got onto Richard Hughes that much because I've always said that he came into a shit show and now he's got to deal with the shit sort of thing. You know, he's got to be the wipe the arse of the person and fix it. But we are literally, it's New Year's Eve tomorrow. The next day is the 1st of January. And we're going to lose more power in our negotiations once we go into January, Kel. So I am getting more concerned as the days go into weeks and to months. I don't know how you feel.
I'm very worried, Jay, unfortunately. I hate how Trent's being vilified by the media. I don't know if you've seen what's come out today about Trent.
No, I ain't seen nothing.
So we were doing Coppish and someone super chatted in saying that it's a piece has come out today or tweets come out saying that in 2021, when Trent extended his contract, he only extended for 4 years when the club wanted to give him 6 years. And it's against the club policy for that to happen. And for me, that just feels like a hit piece. And it's like,
Tom said this. Tom said this the other day. Yeah,
it feels like Trent is being hung out to dry because he's not bowing into demands. And instead of the club looking at themselves and thinking, why have we let 3 of our best players go into the last 6 months of their contract? They're now turning it on the players. And it's just a matter of time before Virgil and Salah, in my opinion, start to get vilified by this. And like Trent at 21 years old shouldn't be signing more than 4 years. And again, I'm not player FC. I'm always club over player, but there has to be logic as well. If I'm Trent and I'm 21 years old and I sign a 6-year contract, that means I'm not going to be able to renegotiate for 5 years. So that I'm going to be 26 years old before they even start to renegotiate. Then I'll be turning 26 going on 27, or maybe even 27 at the point of renegotiation. That makes life a lot more tricky than if you're 25 or 26 renegotiating. We see how he's treated with contract. Emre wanted to go, to be fair, because Naby was coming in, but even still, he wasn't treated the best with contracts. Name me one player that has had a contract renewal when they've been on over 100k and had 2 years left on their deal since FSG's been here.
I don't know, actually.
We don't do contract extensions with 2 years. We let contracts run down as close as possible so we can upgrade the contracts then without having to spend too much money. It's a policy we've had and employed for a long time, and it's bloody annoying because it puts us in this situation so many times. And we now have 3 of our best players, 2, in my opinion, who are out of doubt the best players in the positions in the world, and they could be walking away for free. So not only would we have to do a rebuild, we'd have to do a rebuild with owners who don't typically spend a lot of money unless we bring in a lot of money. It stinks.
Yeah, it's confusing because, you know, even the staunchest FSG fans will even admit We spend money in a different kind of way. We use money in a different kind of way. If you're letting 3 of these players go, the club would know they've got to bring in 3 players to that caliber, and we just don't. And we just don't do that kind of thing. So keep the players. It can't be a fight. Like, I worked out the financials. To keep Mo Salah for 3 years,
it makes more sense to keep him than to let him go on a free and buy something.
It's cheaper than buy someone and then give the wages.
Yeah,
because you've got to buy someone. Like, Mo Salah leaves, FSG know they can't get away with buying a player that's. It's like when we bought Mo in the first place, we was in a position where buying Mo at 24 was a good deal at 35 million because we could grow together and get to that level together. Yeah. But we're at that level now, so we can't really go and buy a 24-year-old Mo again, where for that cheaper price, you actually need to go and buy someone who's ready-made now that's probably going to be between the 70 and 100 million pound mark. So if you do that, that sort of players go and want around 150 to 200 grand a week. So right there, you're spending as much money as you would if you just give Salah the money who's already here. So from FSG's point, and if FSG are tight with money and that is their whole thing, then it actually makes more sense to keep these people on contracts than actually go out and buy people. You know, I've always said this with FSG. If they are to be believed, these tight owners, it would actually be better to sign the players up that you got than actually go and buy new, because you've got to go again. And just keep what you got. So I don't get it, especially with Trent right now. The whole Trent situation. But it's the Mo and Virgil one that's got me a bit puzzled, because, you know, we're hearing now that I read somewhere today, I think it was Lewis Steele was saying that Liverpool are far apart financially and what they want contractually in the deals with Virgil and Mo.
In Virgil's one as well.
Yeah. That's what Lewis Steele was saying today on, I think, on Anfield Agenda show. So the rumor going around today that some journalists have put out today is that Mo and Virgil want 4-year deals. All right. The club don't want to give them 4-year deals. And they're not happy unless they get 4-year deals.
Who's that, Mo and Virgil?
Yeah. I think they see it as their last deal and the last contract they want. Right. So that would take Virgil probably playing his last ever game for Liverpool Football Club in club football. Yeah. And arguably for Mo as well, 4 years onto what would be his 33rd birthday. Yeah. It's a lot of years for them both. And they want to stay at the football club. First, though, it shows me from a player's standpoint is that they want to stay at our football club. They don't want to leave anywhere, which I love. Two players of that caliber don't want to leave our football club. Yeah. That don't usually happen. We've always been a stepping stone, not no more. Yeah. I don't know what more these two players have got to do to prove that they should just get the contract they want. This is my whole issue with it. I don't get it.
If you're a player coming to Liverpool, or you're a player at Liverpool, and in fact, I'll use Trent as an example. If you're Trent and you look at Salah and Virgil, how we all look at them, and you go, they're the two best in the world, but they're not signing. But I'm Trent. I want to win trophies now. If Salah and Virgil leave, what's to say Trent's going to sit there and go, oh, how are we winning trophies? We all as fan base would not be sitting there going, yeah, we'll win the Premier League next season without Salah and Virgil. Of course we will. We'll be sitting there saying, how the hell are we going to replace them? And we won't be able to win it next season. Trent's going to be the exact same. Then on top of that, if you're another player, you're thinking, if these two players have been treated like this, then what does that mean for everyone else?
Yeah.
What the loyalty that Mo and Virgil signed. Remember, Mo's been here since 2017. Every single summer since Mo's been here, Mo's been linked with a move away from Liverpool. Every single year, Mo has come out and said, I don't want to leave the club. That's loyalty. Virgil could have left the club, could have used Liverpool as a stepping stone, never did that. But yet we're sitting there and ahhing. And don't get me wrong, 4 years, that is a high amount of years for a contract for players who are 32 and 33 respectively. But when you put yourselves in a negotiation situation like this, sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and do what you got to do. And the way you can spin it for 4 years, let's say Salah starts to fall off after the second year, you can still sell him to Saudi.
Hmm.
Virgil, you might not have to sell for much, but you can still get something for Virgil probably. So I don't know. It stinks, Jay, man. The fact that we're going into January and these lot are going to be open to speak to clubs openly stinks.
Yeah, I know. I can't. I don't know for a fact that none of us do, but I look at. I don't think Virgil or Mo will talk to anyone in chat. I don't know what it is. I just got that feeling. I don't think they're going to speak to anyone, but I don't think that means they're not going to take someone's phone call at the same time. If that makes sense, you know. It's always look. There's nothing wrong with if you're coming to the end of a contract as a businessman or something like that, and another someone else at another business is looking at you. There's nothing wrong playing one against the other to get the best deal for you. Doesn't mean you want to go to that place. Yeah. You're just using that place to stay where you actually want to stay, but you're getting a better deal for yourself, right? Cool. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that, but I just don't feel like them two are really going to speak to anyone. But the fact that we're gambling, I just don't get it. Look, Richard Hughes, obviously, as our sporting director, he's the one in charge. I know a lot of people talk about Michael Edwards, but Michael Edwards is really like the chief operator. He oversees everything. Michael Edwards is the one who does the 24/7 work at the football club. And he's obviously came into a summer where I'm not surprised that we didn't sign too many players and he didn't talk to them straight away in the summer. I get it. They wanted to know what Slot was about. Everyone left and you're building this new team basically behind the scenes. So I get why nothing much happened in the summer. I get it. I'll give them a let off for that.
Yeah.
But January with New Year's Eve tomorrow and there's still no negotiations. Like negotiations obviously taking place, but to come nowhere near and we're far away from a deal, I just don't get it. Sorry, I just don't get it. I really don't know about people in the chat. I just don't get what we're waiting for, Cal. Like, are they waiting for them to have a drop off so they don't give them the contract and go, look, this is why we're not going to give them to it? Is that what they're waiting for?
It feels like it, Jay. It feels like that. I have a feeling that we're not going to get new contracts for these players. It feels like that's how it's starting to feel. I think they're trying to play the long game because Virgil and Salah have said they want to stay, but they're human beings at the end of the day. They are going to get to a point where they go, "Nah, I'm not waiting around anymore. Like I'm getting an offer from here, getting an offer from there, where they're actually securing my future." Whereas I could reject these offers and Liverpool could turn around and be like, "No, we're still not giving you what you want." Liverpool are not playing this well at all. Unless they've got something up their sleeves or they've already signed these guys to contracts and they're just playing the whole game. But even that, Liverpool don't like bad publicity. Liverpool don't thrive in this realm or this area. It doesn't make sense what they're doing. And if we end up losing these three players, it's going to be catastrophic for us.
Look, I can handle losing one if we keep two. I can handle that. Depending who the one is, I suppose. I could handle that. Letting all three leave at that caliber hurts your football team. I don't care what football team you are. You could be Man City. Man City lost three of their best players. It'll hurt Man City, no matter how financially well off they are and who they can replace.
Rodri, Jane, look where they are.
And look what's happened. Look what's happened. Yeah, you lose your best players. Don't matter how rich you are, how wealthy you are. It hurts you. It hurts you as a club because other players look around it and go, whoa. What are we doing here? You know, I've just watched Virgil van Dijk, the best defender in the world, just walk out his football club for nothing. They didn't give him a new deal. So why would I hang about? It's a downward spiral effect. It really is. And if people don't believe that, I don't know what to say, but it is. I'm one positive Liverpool fan. Everyone knows that. I'm highly positive about everything. And for me to be this down about
You're a realist, though, Jay. You're a realist.
Yeah. And I like on the pitch stuff is amazing right now. Yeah. We're on top of the league. It's no better time right now, a couple of days before New Year, to be a Liverpool fan on the pitch. There ain't, because we're conquering everything. I think we're going to go and win the league, right? I
Yeah,
personally see that's how it's going to happen now, and I've got a sneaky feeling we're going to do the Champions League double. Right? That is what I think might actually happen. I'm telling you, we're in the League Cup semi-final as well. We're beating Tottenham twice. Let's face it. All right, so that's a final. Get your Wembley tickets sorted. Right? This is on the pitch stuff. It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. We're living our best time on the pitch, but behind the scenes, our 3 best players have got 6 months left. We just beat West Ham. I just watched Salah put on almost a 10 out of 10 performance if he didn't miss any chances. Annihilating West Ham. You know, the football we're playing, the attacking movement, the passing, the angles we pick, everything. I'm watching Trent pick out one of the best, greatest passes I've ever seen in my life that no one's talking about. Everyone's put it up on their videos now on Twitter. That pass to Mo is one of the greatest passes I've ever seen from anyone, not even a right back in my whole life on the floor. It was a thing of beauty. And they could be gone at the end of the season. So although this season could be extremely successful and we're sitting there and enjoying it and, you know, the confetti's coming down, we're singing the Queen song and everyone's loving life, you wake up the next day and go, shit, that could be it for a while. And I don't want that to be the case. I want us to carry on year in, year out.
The thing is, it's not just that as well, Jay. If that were to happen,
it's a big could, obviously.
Yeah, but if that happens, bro, you're asking yourself in the summer, if you're a player that Liverpool want to sign, that player's going to sit there and go, well, you just lost 3 of your best players. Why am I going to you now?
Yeah.
Like,
you sign or free up.
I mean, meant to be joining you guys when you're at your peak, not to help you rebuild. Like, I meant to be coming in while Salah, Virgil, and Trent are still there, so I can be part of this dynasty. Not to rebuild again, but
if you sign all 3, look how easy the transfer markets are.
Oh, it's the easy, bruv. If
you sign all 3 up, and someone from abroad is watching Liverpool right now, say there's a player in Italy or Spain or something like that watching Liverpool right now, they're probably looking at Liverpool going, bloody hell, they're on fire. Top of the Premier League, going Champions League. I could love playing at Anfield on the Champions League night. We know a lot of players that are not Liverpool players talk about Anfield and Champions League nights all the time. Always said they'd love it. I mean, Thierry Henry said he would love it. You know, a lot of players that.
Wenger said there's no place like it on the Champions League.
There's nothing like it. No, nothing like it. And if you're sitting there watching it, and they've gone, and they've signed Trent up, Mo, and Virgil as well. Liverpool could be one of the clubs in Europe you want to go to. That could be like Liverpool could be. You know, you've always got Real Madrid. Right, but Liverpool could be the club you want to go to. You've got Man City. All right, they've got their verdict at the moment. We've not heard their verdict. They're having a bit of a down season. Quite a bit of a rebuild there, going on City.
Yeah.
Liverpool are already there. They've kept them 3 players. Could be the place to go. Arne Slot, they could be looking at someone like Arne Slot going, he could be one of the best next big young coach in world football. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of good things. There's a lot of good things happening at Liverpool Football Club right now. And I think that's why a lot of us Liverpool fans are just a little bit pissed off about just this tiny little thing about 3 players signing new contracts.
Yeah, and I don't think
everything.
And it shouldn't be so hard to get at least 2 of them done. Trent, I think, is more about ambition.
I can understand the Trent stuff, but Mo and Virgil shoot.
It should be done. It should be.
Give them what they want. Give them what they want. What? Yeah. Who cares if we lose money on them? It's not like we don't make money.
We'll make a ton load.
Liverpool are going to be back in the Champions League, and Liverpool could argue get the most money from the Premier League this season because if we win it and the amount of times we've been on TV, we could put. I think we've already secured 80 million for qualifying. Do you know that?
And not to mention, how much are we going to make off Salah's shirt sales?
It's just you're going to make so much money. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know who to blame because the fan base is all blaming Richard Hughes, yeah, and I understand it, and it's the easiest person to blame because the figurehead who's in charge of a certain thing, like if the team's not playing well, you blame the manager more than the players usually, don't you? And this sort of thing, you blame the sporting director. But it's the only thing I will say. When Trent and Virgil and Salah had 2 years left in their deal the summer before, no one blamed the sporting director for not doing that job last year. They blamed the ownership. Yeah. So can we officially go and blame Richard Hughes, who came into a shit show with 3 of the best players on planet Earth in their positions, having 12 months left in their deal, but no one blames last time. Like, no one blames the sporting directors. No one blames Jurgen. Jurgen made Trent vice captain. Jurgen made Trent vice captain. When he made Trent vice captain,
and Virgil captain,
Virgil captain. When they done that thing, they should have gone, shit, they've only got 2 years left on a deal. We're making them captain and vice captain. Let's get their contract sorted. But we didn't do that. It's just,
Yeah, you're not allowed to speak about this stuff because
it's diabolical from everything.
I'm saying this as Klopp's. When I tell you, I know people will say, no, you don't. You always speak about it. Klopp is my favorite manager of all time. But that last year, and again, I know he announced he was leaving. What was it, like November or December? Before that, there was no excuse not to get the contract sorted out. None whatsoever.
Should have done it in the summer. You should have done it in the summer.
Should have been done. The moment they got made captain and vice captain, you say contracts to be done.
And I get the timing of Klopp leaving was bad. I understand no player in the world is going to sign a new deal when you know your manager's leaving. I get that, especially our club, because especially if someone like Trent only knows Jurgen and all his backroom staff. Yeah. You know, Jurgen was there when he was in the youth team, watched him build up, telling the youth coach at the time, I want this kid in my first team soon. Yeah. Do this and do this with him. So he was there for him as a father figure to him almost. So when Trent knows he's leaving, Trent's not going to organise a contract situation in the middle of the year when he knows his manager's leaving. Neither Salah and Virgil, because their agents will go, well, hold on, Jurgen's leaving. Let's see what they're going to do first. Yeah. You know? So I understand that. So from like January, when we all found out as a collective, and Liverpool said that's when the players found out, from January to the end of the season, I completely understand why there's no contract signed. I understand it. But from the summer, when you make someone captain and vice captain, and you know they've got 2 years left in their deal, and at that time, Jurgen weren't deciding to go anywhere, so he was fresh and ready to go.
Yeah.
Contract should have been sorted out. Yep. Contract should have been sorted out. It just should have. You know, they just should have. They really should have. And now Richard Hughes has got to take blame because it's now coming up to January 1st and he's still not done nothing. So he takes blame now. You know, he don't take blame for the reason they got a year left, but he is the man in charge right now and we're coming into January. So for me, he has to start having a look at himself. What's he doing wrong? And I'll tell you what, if he doesn't get it right, and get at least 2 of these boys signed up and has a good summer transfer window, in my opinion, Michael Edwards should fire him.
All right, so this is what I was going to say, Jay. What's Richard Hughes done since he's come to the club?
He employed Slot.
And at the moment, you know what? He can dine out on that. The Slot's been brilliant.
He is dining out on that, though. That's the thing.
But what else has he done? Because I think the only other contract extension was Kwanzaa, right?
Yeah. I think... Look, if he gets Konate and Diaz done and, say, Salah and Mo.
Salah and Virgil,
yeah. Salah and Mo. Salah's that good at the moment.
He's too good.
If he gets Konate, Diaz, Salah and Virgil done, I think most of the fan base will be like, fair enough. So, if Trent leaves, you know, Trent's a different... Trent's got his world at his oyster. He's 26. Yeah. I can understand why Trent would want to leave. You know, he's got the world at his oyster. Yeah. So if he can get them four done and has a good transfer window next summer, then I think people will lay off him a little bit.
So here's a killer, Jay.
Big iflo.
No Diaz contract. No Konate contract. Failed to secure Adrian to a new contract. By the way, I'm happy about it. We didn't want Adrian to stay, but he still tried and he failed.
Yeah.
No Salah, no Virgil, no Trent. So 6 contracts you tried to negotiate for and you've not been able to secure that. What's the purpose of your job? And are you not able to do the job? Because this is Liverpool Football Club. So out of the 6 you've tried, out of the 7 you've tried, including Kwanzaa, you've got 1 out of 6. Diaz is on 55k, Konate is on 70. I can't feed into this narrative of, oh well, we've got to do so and so's contract first, so it doesn't make sure we go over the threshold for this. No, you should have a price in mind. They should have a price in mind. You should be able to negotiate and do it about it. Like, because what are you going to do? Wait for Salah and then everyone make sure we'll do this. No, you just negotiate contracts. It's not the hardest thing in the world. We're the only team, it feels like, who wait until transfer windows to secure contracts.
Yeah.
No one else does it. When Bukayo Saka signed his new deal, I don't think it was even during the transfer window. But yet we're sitting there like this now. It makes no sense, man.
It don't. Big up Darrow in the chat.
Jay, I'll be honest with you. I don't even see the fan base turn on FSG if they don't sign. I genuinely believe it will be. They'll find a way to vilify the players. They're already doing it with Trent. It's already happening with Trent.
Yeah, I think the Trent stuff. By the stands of the Trent stuff, if Trent leaves, I'm not going to go at Trent for leaving. Right, I'm not going to hate on Trent for leaving. I really ain't. I've already said it. If Trent wants to go, he wants to go. We can't do anything to stop the kid. He's got his world at his oyster. I think he's a fabulous talent and a world-class player that should stay at this football club. But if he wants to go, I'm not going to hate the geezer for going. I know a lot of Scousers, speaking to a lot of Scousers, Liverpool fans. Apparently, the feeling in the city is completely different. So I think it might be like if you're a Scouser, you might feel a bit different about it because he's one of your own. So it might be a different feel to it. But like Richard says here, it makes perfect sense to wait in January for Virgil on my new fiscal year, allow players to field offers from Liverpool to match the fair market. That's what I heard, Richard, and I agree. That's what that's what I heard originally about all that. You know, because if you sign their contracts in January, it goes on to the following tax year and not. So it go on 25-26 and not 24-25. So it'll go on to the following tax year, I believe, if you do it in January. Look, if that's the whole case all along and all 3 sign in January because of that reason, just tell us that's the reason and none of us are going to be sitting here.
But with Richard saying it allows players to field offers, surely that's the worst case scenario for Liverpool, no?
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
If Roman you come in and say, yeah, we'll pay 400k for Salah and 350 for Virgil, they're going to go back to Liverpool and say, look, this is what we've got on the table. Are you matching that? If they say no, then Virgil and Salah could easily turn around and go, well, we're off then.
Well,
we'll take this.
That is the absolute danger of it.
It would make no sense. And especially with Virgil and Salah already saying that they want to stay.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Look at the boys out. Look at the boys. Here we go. We have a chat. Cal, I don't know how much long left you got of us, man. But
I'll give you another 5. Pause. I'll give you another 5.
My wife says that all the time.
I pick your brains on this one, then, Cal. I pick your brains on this one. Can you hear us? Okay. How you doing,
yeah, all good. Yeah, all good.
Okay, so what if, just scenario, devil's advocate, all that stuff, you know me.
Go for it.
What if when Richard Hughes came in, his actual job from Edwards was sort out the mess that's been left behind? And that's pretty much what he's done to a certain extent. Would you agree?
I don't think he sorted out any mess, bro.
Like, we got rid of we've got all new coaches in, we've got all the staff into the club now.
Yeah, but that was a given though, because we lost all of Slots.
The contracts were never part of the issue that he had to sort out. Like if he's come in, and he got rid of all of those people that needed to get out the club, found all new people to replace them, new manager, new coaches. Remember, he's only been in for 6 months.
No, I hear it.
6 months. Yeah.
But his job is to do it. Like my last freelance job, I had to hit the ground running.
I get that. Yeah. So he's done all of that, and he said clearly in the press conference at the start of the season, we start looking at things towards the end of the year. We start looking at transfers and players and contracts towards the end of the year. He literally said it, like November, December.
The end of the window. He said towards the end of the window.
November, December, things will start moving. Like, and how do we not know that they've been trying to do the Trent one for months? Because they had to get Trent done before they could do Salah and Virgil. Because
but why though?
If you do Trent, if you do Virgil and Salah, or you do say you do Salah first or Trent first, the others go, well, I want what he's got.
We keep saying that.
There has to be a baseline. Like, and
I think everyone agrees that Salah is the best player. I think everyone agrees that Salah should be the highest paid player based on performances on the pitch and marketability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we honestly sit here and think that if, say, Salah gets 350k, that Trent's going to go, I need to get what Salah's getting?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe that's the conversation.
I don't think Trent does that.
Maybe that's what his agent, his brother, has been saying all along. Like we've heard loads of rumors. Like whether it's true or not, I don't know. But there's been a lot of talk that his agent's been using Salah as the benchmark. Well, look what he's getting. Look what he's getting. He should be getting paid what he's getting. Like if Real Madrid want him, then he should be getting what he's getting. Look. At the end of the day, everyone can think that I'm on FSG's side. I'm just not. If he doesn't sort out Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah, then he can be sacked, and he should be, because those two have made it perfectly clear that they want to stay, and they should stay.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Kay. But all right, what you said about Trent, fair enough. So why has Virgil not been signed up there?
The thing with Virgil is he said it himself. He's relaxed. He's fine. Like if he's relaxed and fine, then there's no need to rush things. And he's actually not saying anything now. Like he's not actually saying anything now.
Fine, because he knows, Kay, no matter whether he stays at Liverpool, he doesn't stay at Liverpool, he's going to get paid nicely. So as a person, he's relaxed. That doesn't mean he's relaxed about the situation as it pertains to Liverpool, though, okay? Because Liverpool's what I care about. If Virgil's leaving the club, I kind of don't care about how relaxed he is or isn't relaxed.
There's no way they're leaving. There's no way any of them are going anywhere. They're still talking. Like
why?
They're obviously not there yet. Like,
but at
the end of the day, like you can't say it hasn't worked. Like, because they are working their asses off. Like they are 100% committed to the cause. Like.
Yeah, but they would have done that with a new contract anyway.
I think they're professional and they're going to do their contracts because they're professional players. They're going to set their contracts.
No, but if we'd signed all of them on like 4-year deals that they wanted, giving them £100,000 more, whatever, like 500 grand for Salah, 400 grand for Virgil, 400 grand for Trent, whatever. Yeah, players have drop-offs when they get new contracts. It's an inevitability in their mindset, like because they've just had a massive new contract. Do I need to work that hard now? Like maybe there's a little bit of a lull.
On the other side, they could be incentivized and think, wow, this club really loves me and really appreciates me. I want to give even more. It can work both ways, bro.
But now they're playing for contracts. And Jesus Christ, Salah's playing madness.
I don't think Salah's playing for contract. This is if Salah had 6 years left on his deal, Salah would still be doing this.
So what do we all think about the Trent? So I mean, big up Tommy. He said it on the
Trent's
Sam
gone
channel.
for me, mate. Trent's gone for me.
He said it on the
too much smoke now. Too much smoke.
He said it on Sam's channel the other day, and when
David Ornstein's just said something an hour ago, by the way.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he just said something about an hour ago. Yeah.
With Trent, obviously he signed his new contract and he signed a 4-year deal when everyone else signed a 5-year deals, I believe.
Yeah.
So, do we believe the rumors in that, like the conspiracy theory of that Lakers? Do you believe, like where he gave himself that year to, give himself the opportunity to look elsewhere instead of signing a 5-year deal?
What's he on now, wage-wise?
180.
He's on 180. He's the second highest paid right back in the league.
You could look at it. Maybe he's wanting to get a new deal later on. So if he signs a 5-year deal or in a 6-year deal, as obviously he's talked about, maybe he wants to give himself a bumper pay rise. Look, again, because why commit? Like, why would you commit to a job for 7 years or 6 years? I wouldn't personally.
Well, exactly.
So you do the 4 years. You say, look, I want to commit to you, but I want a pay rise.
I agree.
The thing is, people are blaming Hughes and that, but what is Edwards doing? He's brought in to a sister club. We currently only have one team. So what is Edwards doing in the background as well? So
he's getting away with it a bit. Yeah.
And he's sat there having a cup of tea doing what? Can anyone tell me what Edwards is doing right now?
Edwards is Ineos. Edwards is Ineos.
The weird one with Edwards. Why was he at the West Ham game?
Yeah, that was.
What's that about? Like,
I don't think you need a free ticket to be fair, but like that is a good look. It is a good point. It's the first time I think he's been spotted at a game for quite a while.
It is.
So I don't know. Maybe they were talking things. Look, there's going to be conspiracies going galore. If you look, I know Callum's only got a couple of seconds left, but Cal, like at the free. James
Kudus. Yeah, of course they are.
I know you're going to ask me. I'm so tempted to run off and not answer the question.
I'm going to say something mental, yeah? You know, we're saying Trent's the one who's going to go. What if Trent's the only one who stays?
Oh, my God.
I said this earlier.
What if Trent's actually the only one who stays? Because he is actually the young. He is 26.
The youngest,
You can give him a 4-year deal, and they know for a fact that he's not going to dip, technically, in them 4 years. But if you give 4 years deal to people that are in their mid-30s, they got more of a chance to dip. So from a company point of view, is there a chance that Liverpool actually only signed Trent up?
Yes.
The thing is, we work in such silence. All three
we do.
None could be done. We could be signing players in January. We won't know until it happens because that's how we work. And we hate it and we love it. That's the problem, isn't it?
It gives us loads of content.
That is true.
Yes, non-stop.
Too much sometimes.
Right, before you go, Cal, I'm going to leave you on a before you go, Cal, I'm going to leave you on a bombshell. So I know Aldi's getting close. But I'm on the Isaac train. Right, see you later, Cal. I'll see you later on.
Big up, Cal.
Nice one, brothers.
Yeah, I'm literally on the Isaac train. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No comment.
Hold on, Chris. Are you?
Yeah.
I like
He's
him,
phenomenal,
but
mate.
he's phenomenal. He's been fit in for quite a while now, so
yeah.
Well, he's kept his fitness most of the
He actually
season.
played quite a lot of games last season, by the way.
You, Lakers.
Yeah,
James, finally on board.
Played a lot of games last season. Like,
the only problem is
I think that stuff's behind him.
The only problem is
we're not getting him. He's going on.
No one's buying him because Newcastle 150 million. So no
Arsenal will pay that money.
No, Arsenal can't afford it.
We've still got Gomez.
Arsenal can't afford. Apparently, Arsenal
got Bonser as well, by the way.
Yeah, Arsenal got to sell quite a lot of players to pay for that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There's a reason Arsenal are calling back low-need players. They're lonely. They're bringing back Mikiakos. What's his name? Mikiakos or something like that. And Pablo Vieira. They're calling them back.
I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal sold a couple players and they're only signing in the summer was Isak.
Man, I don't think they're buying Isak. I don't think. Do you know why I don't think they're buying Isak? I actually don't think Arteta wants that profile of striker.
We definitely won't.
No, he's so. I think Arteta is so determined. He's so determined to make Havertz work. Firstly, he hasn't got a choice. He spent so much money on him, and he's on $290 a week. So he has to make him work. I don't think it's that.
And he can't get rid of Sterling. Sterling's staying to the end of the season.
Yeah, and Sterling got sold with a bum knee.
No, he's only on loan. They didn't buy him.
Yeah, on loan. Yeah,
but they're paying like all of his loan, aren't they?
Well, there you go. Came out might have been right the whole time at Chelsea and in this title race because they just lost to Fulham, Ipswich 2-0. Yeah, they're now 10 points behind. Chelsea are now 10 points behind us, and we got 2 games in hand.
2 games in hand.
I think it's 2 over them.
Hold on, let me double check, Jay.
Well, it might be
Don't
one
get
game.
me
Might be
going.
one game.
It's one, isn't it? I don't know.
I think it's one game, yeah, because they
It's
just
one
played
game.
that
It's one game.
Yeah,
10
yeah.
points.
The weird
Yeah.
thing is, the only team we've been beaten by are actually our challengers right now.
You do know, I've said it already. Our hardest game this January is Nottingham Forest away.
Yeah,
It is.
But you do know, Arnold Slot is
sitting there right now.
He can't wait
won't
for that
shut
Forest
up.
game. He's going. I would be.
He might play
He'll be
himself
sat
in
in a
that game.
room. He'll be sat in a room on his own with a tactics board for a week before the Forest game.
Shut up. He even spoke about Forest after we beat West Ham 5-0.
The only game he's lost this season. The only game he's lost all year, isn't it?
Yeah, he's only lost one game.
Can I tell you a wild stat? Go for it. 2024, Arnie Slot lost 1 game.
And he takes
That's why he
it
won't stop talking
personally.
about it. Because it's the only
Takes
game he
it
lost.
personally.
1 in 51 games.
I've got this feeling we're going to slap the shit out of Forest, you know.
Yeah, no, we will. We will.
You know that time, was it in the 80s? Or I think it was in the 80s when Liverpool beat Nottingham Forest 5-0. And everyone said it was the greatest game they've ever seen in English football. Because Forest are right up there as challengers at the time.
Yeah, they are.
And everyone talks about that game as like the most beautiful game they've ever seen from a Liverpool team, destroying their nearest rivals, Nottingham Forest. Yeah, we're running it back. Can't believe Forest are our nearest rivals, but big up Forest.
Right. If Arsenal drop points tomorrow,
Brentford. Did you hear what the journalist? Did you hear the reporter outside Brentford's ground for Skylo? He said, if we have to talk about Brentford injuries, I'm going to be here for 10 minutes.
I just need a point.
They are good at home now. They are good at home.
If they just get a draw, that'd do me.
They've
I
got
just
good
need a
form
draw.
at home.
The draw's
Just need a
perfect.
draw. Good. So we're Chelsea are 10 behind. Arsenal are 9 points at the moment. If they draw and then we beat Man United, it's 11 points, is it, in front of Arsenal?
So Arsenal will be 8 points behind us. We'll have a game in hand. If we win our game in hand, it'll be 11 points.
Yeah. It's done.
We might not even need like the last 5 games, which are hard games.
Yeah, that's what Slot's saying. He's like, I ain't going through that running. Let's just get it done before.
I just
it.
don't want that running. Sack it. Let's just win it before that running.
Yeah,
Get it done for it, and then Arsenal can give us a guard of honour at Anfield.
Oh,
Go for it.
I would love that.
we got the guard of honour at City's ground, didn't we? That one.
Yeah, and then Bernardo Silva didn't clap.
Yeah, it was an idiot. But they had no fans there. I wanted to be fans.
And we're pissed up. Do you remember Mane had to show Trent Williams stand?
Trent was so far gone that day.
How did he pass the test?
He was still a teenager, pretty much, isn't it? His body hadn't even fully developed.
He was sort of like that, weren't he? And Mane had to like move into position.
Best was Elliot, wasn't he? He was underage, wasn't he, at the time?
Yeah,
Elliot
He was drinking.
Yeah. Elliot was on the shandy, man. Elliot was on the shandy.
My boys, let me shoot. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, go on, man. You go and get them nappies. Big up, man. Audi nappies are the best. I ain't gonna lie.
They're the best.
Pampers are bullshit.
Yeah. Well, Sainsbury's are decent, but Audi is far and away the best.
Go and get them, man.
I love you guys. Take it easy.
All right, big up, man. See you later on. Oh, how we doing, guys? Lakers, you doing good, man?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Busy Christmas. A lot of travelling, but enjoyed it. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I ain't gonna lie. I've been drunk every night. Yeah, I've been drunk every night, and it's just I've got a problem. Been doing everything, man.
I've got a number you can call.
I don't usually drink. See, I'm not a massive drinker, but for some reason this Christmas, I don't like drinking at home. I'm more of a social bird, drinking when you're out and stuff like that. But this Christmas, I've just been necking them back. I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is.
My in-laws at my parents' house for Christmas. I was in Devon with my parents, and then I went to Chester for a few days, and the wine was out. You know what I mean? So
you can't help it, can you? Just got to go. I hear. But look, contracts, guys. Cal's had his say on it. I've had my say on it all. Is anyone like Lakers to get your view on it? Are you getting personally worried that? I mean, Mo's comments after the game, look, we won 5-0. We should still be celebrating that. That's the only thing we should be talking about. We'll go on to it in a minute. Like, we are going to talk a lot of positives, guys, in the chat, so don't worry. But when he came out with that little sentence and then walked away, it did drop the mood a little bit, didn't it? So, what's your thought on it, man? What's your thoughts on everything?
Definitely got the mood, but I'm not looking at it as if it's not close, because was it 2 weeks ago he said it was close, and now suddenly it's not close. I just think, like I say, he's annoyed with being asked the same question, and no matter what he says, it'll get determined a different way. So I think he's just trying to go, do you know what? I'm going to write about it anyway, so I'm just going to say what I want.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm worried, because I thought at least 1/2 would have been done by now. I thought one might have got confirmed just before Christmas, and then maybe one for like New Year. So yeah, I am concerned. Obviously, we talk a lot on WhatsApp, and I've been pretty relaxed about it. But yeah, I'm starting to get worried now. I think they should have been done, like you say, was it 2 days, and they can talk to who they want. I don't think, like you say, they will. But if someone picks up a phone and offers a big contract, it's going to turn their heads. We like it or not, we all love Liverpool, and we all think they're the best team in the world, and we want to stay with them forever. That's not how the players think. If they want to go and try something new, then they're going to, aren't they? It's a short career in the day. So I just hope they sign, because I am getting worried. I'd say I think you can lose one, and I think we all kind of agree on which one you can lose. But I want all 3 signed. I'm not going to deny it. But I think Salah and Van Dijk need to be tied down. I think 4 years is too long. I can see why the club would say that's too long. Give him 3 years or plus a 1 year, or give him 2 years plus 1 year. I think that's more than fair. But yeah, I am getting a bit worried now.
Yeah, I hear that as well. Look, I could hear why you're a bit worried about it. It's look, no player. I don't think players need to have loyalty to the club. They're not a fan like we are. We have loyalty to the club because it's our club through thick and thin, ain't it? Players don't need that same loyalty. So you're putting a lot of trust and faith in them, K-Mac, ain't you, to say they're not going to speak to anyone or pick up the phone to their agent all in January, and have that blind faith that they won't talk to anyone. Because, again, as much as I love Mo and Virgil, especially at the moment, we'll talk about them two first, as much as we love them to bits, and they are great for our football club, and they have our club at, they're playing the way they're playing, they're playing with a love, and they're playing with passion and for the badge. But at the end of the day, they haven't got 100% loyalty to the club. And on January 1st, an agent from any club send an email to an agent, send a phone call, and they can legally chat now. There's no there's nothing you can do about it. So it's a bit of a gamble we're playing, ain't it? A little bit of a gamble we're playing there.
Yeah, I think there's no excuses either. Like that, Van Dijk and Salah are probably at the best form they've been at the club right now. So they can't even say like their form's dipped or they're not playing as well. There's no excuse. Like I could argue Trent can't be getting 350k a week because he's not inconsistent. He's consistent enough. He's not doing enough in games every game. Well, we've all said it. He drops tension. He doesn't chase his defenders or attackers when he's defending, and he makes stupid mistakes. So to me, I don't feel like he should be getting what is sort of being rumoured, but he's also quite unique. So it's also quite a difficult situation to be in because he is one of a kind right back. So you have to weigh up, like, is he worth the 350 because of what he can do? Or can we get that from a different player at right back who's maybe defensive enough, and then we go attacking down the left? But this is the things that the club are obviously weighing up and trying to decide. Obviously, us as fans, we can say who we want to sign, but we don't get what we want all the time. And sometimes that's what's best for the club. So,
what are you at, K-Mac?
You mute.
Oh, no, we can't hear you, K-Mac. We can't hear you. I'll just read some of his comments out while K-Mac's getting that sorted. Big up, clean sheet for Newcastle, 4 in a row. I'm getting a bit worried, not going to lie. Are you getting a bit worried about the contracts? I was about to say you're getting worried about Newcastle, so I was to say. Yeah. I believe, I've just watched a video clip. I believe Man United booed Xerxes off when he came off after the hour mark. Wow. Yeah, that's not a good look for a player. That's going to be hard to come back from.
Who's just been signed.
You're getting booed by your own fans. Yeah, it's not his fault. He's shit. You know, he just got misprofiled by a club that do this a lot. But yeah, Matt, what you going to say, man?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So look, the thing about the thing that should worry us is it's not like these players aren't the best players in the world, because two of them are in their positions.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mo Salah's on like what 30? Is it 39 GA this season? Like the nearest person in any 5 leagues in Europe's like on 29. Like he's literally on a level of his own. So he's quite possibly the best player in the world right now, and he'll probably end up being the best player in the world at the end of the season. So it's not like these guys on hot property, because any team would want Mo Salah in it, and any team would want Virgil van Dijk in it, because best centre back in the world has been for God knows how long, and Mo Salah's consistently one of the best players in the world every single year, consistently. And they're both coming to like the last 6 months of their tenure at Liverpool. So yeah, we should be worried. But have you ever heard of something called a gentleman's agreement?
The old handshake deal, yeah.
Because I honestly believe that those two have had a gentleman's agreement and said, look, we're not going to look to go anywhere else. We're going to give you the opportunity to discuss a contract with us, but this is what we want right now. And we've gone away and we've come back, and I just don't think we're there yet. But I genuinely believe that we will compromise for these two. And I know everyone sat there going, well, Edwards isn't that guy who signs older players on contracts because he didn't want Henderson to be done. He's not. He isn't, and that's true. But these two are outliers. And if you don't know what an outlier is basically you look at a statistic and that's the way it should be. Like it's 99% of the time, it's that. These two are outliers, which means they don't fit any of the statistics. Like they should have a drop off, they should decline, but they get better. Like I think Mo Salah's getting better as an overall player. Like if you listen to if you listen to what Michael Owen said, Michael Owen did this like 2-minute speech about Mo Salah, and he basically explained that Mo Salah, and this is also Joe Hart as well, by the way, who's whether we like him or don't like him, he's a decent goalkeeper, yeah. And he said that Mo Salah had a tendency of doing the same things as a striker, yeah. And he said he'd always go in this direction, or he'd always put it to that side of the goalkeeper, and he had his own ways of doing things, and he was quite greedy, like, and we all admit he was, like, for years and years. Mo Salah is now really unselfish and can finish in any way, top corner, low on the ground, under the goalkeeper, lobs the keeper, anything he wants now, like outside of the foot. Like Mo Salah is just a total all-round player now. They don't grow on trees. They take years and years to formulate players like that. This guy has to be given everything he wants. And if we don't keep him at Liverpool, I just think it's one of the biggest mistakes we'll ever make. Like, even more than letting Steven Gerrard go and not signing an Elka.
Yeah, remember when we never signed Nelka? Yeah, I agree with you, man. Not signing. Look, I can understand not signing Trent up just because Trent is, if he's heavily ambitious and he's got the world at his feet at a 26-year-old, that literally, look, let's face it, I think Trent probably could play right back for most teams in the world. And if Real Madrid are calling for you, I get it. I understand it, yeah? It's probably a difficult situation to get you to put yourself in and try and sign him up. But not to sign Mo and Virgil up when it looks like they blatantly want to stay, and the way they're playing, that's going to be difficult for Richard Hughes, ain't it, Lakers, that, you know, not signing them to up. The Trent one we'll get to in a minute, because the Trent one's a bit more, I think it's more of a difficult situation. But
there's layers to that. There's layers to that. Yeah.
With Trent and with Virgil and Molo Lakers, you'd feel like he's got to do it. He's got to get them two signed up, and it seems a lot easier in the public eye. Maybe it's not so easy in physical numbers, but I think we're running out of time, ain't we, Lakers, about this contract signing?
Yeah, we are. I think they get done. Like, out of the three, they're the two I'm most positive about. And we're sort of being, also with Salah, we're being linked with strikers that are ball holders and carry the ball. So I kind of thinking that's why he will stay, because I think they're trying to sort of get a player to suit him to help sort of the attack down the right, get our goals. The number 9 sort of hold the ball up to get him involved. You can't let Van Dijk go. Like, who replaces Van Dijk? Well, obviously, we've got Bastonis, but they're not good. They're still not Van Dijk level. So just give him a contract. Like, even if you have to give him a sign-on fee just to keep him happy, do it. Like, it's gonna cost you more than that to replace him. So, but those two have to get done. And like I said earlier, you can't really just blame Hughes, because he's been in the job for 6 months and he has done stuff like he's brought Slot in, he's brought obviously a coaching staff in that Slot's asked for. You know, he's like, apparently we're in talks about Konate as well. And I think how happened, and when it gets released, they get released together. I think it'd be like literally bang, bang, bang. And we'd be like, why we were worried. I think that's what's going to happen. But the problem with Liverpool, they like to leave it to the last minute. It's what we like to do. I don't get why. I think I like to leave things for last minute. I don't know if they're trying to save money, someone on the line. But they could, like I said, they could all be done already. And we're here talking about it. And they're watching and going, it's done, lads. Why are you so worried? But
yeah,
I don't think Salah's is. I don't think Salah's is.
No.
He wouldn't say that. He wouldn't say that.
Yeah, Virgil's the quietest of everyone.
Yeah.
Right. So that gives me a bit of suspicion. Trent, when he did that celebration, you know, that's obviously that he's basically saying it. I'm seeing what everyone's saying online. You know, you can all keep talking, but you don't actually know what's going on. So I think that's what that celebration was about.
So tell us then, Trent. So tell us.
Yeah, I think that's what that celebration was about. I got this feeling that the contracts won't be sorted till the end of the season.
I don't disagree. I think Mo could be signing the contract while he's on holiday.
Yeah, like towards the end of the season, it wouldn't surprise me. Coming up towards the end of the season, they sign the contracts, because if they don't sign their new deals, Liverpool are not going to let it out that while we're going for everything, that they're not signing new deals. With like 3 or 4 games to go of the season, yeah, there could be a situation where they go, right, unfortunately, Virgil and Salah are leaving us at the end of the season with 4 games to go. And then it doesn't really, hopefully, it shouldn't dismantle anything else of our season in the league in a way. If they mention it in end of January after the transfer market, especially after the transfer market's closed at the end of January, they go, look, unfortunately, we can't come to any agreement for these contracts. They got look. I think Richard Hughes is actually looking at it. Honestly, I think Richard Hughes is looking at it and going, I've got all season to do this. There's no rush. I hear what K-Mac said about a gentleman's agreement. I think there is a part of me that believes that Virgil and Mo aren't going to talk to anyone and sign a pre-contract agreement with anybody. And we're going to go through the whole of January and February and March. And I think we're just going to wait till the end of the season and they sign new deals. You know, it happened with Stevie that time. Stevie had 1 year left, got to the Champions League final. We won it. Still ain't signed his contract. And then, you know, he almost left for Chelsea and, you know, Rick Perry signed
was in a car.
Yeah.
He was literally in the car.
So it wouldn't shock me, K-Mac, if...
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't shock me either.
If it went all season. Yeah.
Look. The solace we've got, yeah, is we know that they're talking to Mo, because Mo actually said
there's conversations. Yeah,
we're far away. Like we're the conversations, but there's conversations. Look, if there was no conversations with any, then that means that means we don't want them.
Yeah.
And we need to know that we want them. Because if we didn't know anything and the players are saying, no, we've not spoken, then you're like, why haven't you even spoken to them? Like, don't you want them at the club? But we actually know that they are wanted because Virgil said it and also Mo said it. It's just Trent hasn't. But Trent hasn't said anything apart from legacy and ambition and Ballon d'Or and bollocks.
Just got to trust it, haven't we? Got to wait and trust it, haven't we? We all wanted Edwards back. We want the club running like it is now.
I'd be absolutely buzzing, by the way, if we announce Canate soon, because I think he's potentially world class now. Like,
yeah,
so
and he needs
having that one sorted.
He's only got 2 years left. Look, I wouldn't be shocked if Curtis Jones, because there's rumors Curtis Jones got a new deal.
Oh, he should be getting a new contract. Yeah.
If Curtis
Bradley,
Jones,
by the way, and they're having talks with Bradley because they don't want Bradley to be in a Trent situation.
No, because
he's only got 2 years.
I think they see Bradley as Trent's successor. So it wouldn't shock me if Canate, Diaz, and Curtis Jones all signed contracts before the big three. Would that shock anyone? Because they're easier contracts. They're easier contracts to do, ain't they? Diaz is on 55 grand a week. Canate's on 70 grand a week, and I think Curtis Jones on 40 grand a week. So they're just easy contracts to go. I know Curtis Jones does not want to go anywhere, so it's an easy contract to do. You know, Canate, I believe he's going to get that contract and double his wages.
I think they're all getting 150. I think they're all
and then Diaz will get a bump as well. So that won't shock me. I'll be happy if that's done. I want people signed up to their deals, man. So I appreciate that, and then just get on with the rest of the three. But guys, it wouldn't surprise me. There's two things. It wouldn't surprise me if all three of these contract negotiations go till the end of the season, and it's done or not done, or two, we wake up tomorrow and one of them's done. You know, it's going to be mad like that. Do you know what I mean?
Do you guys not feel like the ball's been dropped quite a lot this last couple of seasons? Because, like I say, you got Craig out contract 2 years, Bradley out contract in 2 years, Kelleher's out contract in like 2 years. Do you think things have been dropped for the last 2 seasons?
Yeah,
we know they have. We know they have.
And again, that's the blame for everybody. FSG got lazy. Yeah. They gave too much power to a manager. No manager should have power. I don't care how good the manager is. The manager should be in control of everything at a football club. You know, that's why you got people that have different jobs. FSG got lazy and they gave Klopp too much power and trusted in Klopp too much. And you shouldn't be doing that. The manager should just concentrate. Like Arne Slot now. Arne Slot's only job is concentrating on the squad. And that's it. Tactics, formations, training, match day. He's not involved in anything else.
He's great with the press.
He is great with the press. And he's not involved in anything else. That's his job. Then you've got a sporting director, you've got a physio, and everyone else has got their job. So, yeah, everyone at the club's to blame. I'm blaming everyone. Everyone's got equal blame, you know, of what happened in the last few years. You know, you're messing around with sporting directors. You didn't have one for so long. Then you go and get Klopp's mate. Klopp, like your manager shouldn't be telling you the sporting director you should go and get. That shouldn't be your manager's job. That should be your job. That's what you're paid the money for, not a manager. It's madness. It's madness.
The wild thing is, and let's just call a spade. Let's just call a spade a spade. Yeah, like you know that Jurgen has been doing what he's gone to do now for the Red Bull group at Liverpool for the last 2 years of his career. Like, and Pep and Linders was just the coach. Like he was doing Jurgen's job, and Jurgen was basically running the back end. Like he probably had his office, and then Pepin had another office which was nearby, which was basically his old office.
I will say I feel for you. I do. Like I'm looking at it now. I do actually feel for Jurgen a bit actually, because he probably comes into his office. He's like, I can't do everything, so now I'm going to have to be sporting director and manager. So I'm going to have to get some of that. I'm going to have to give some of this down to Pep to do while I'm doing like the sporting director side of it. It's madness, and that's FSG's fault for being lazy in the last few years. They got their act together this summer, but now it's a bit late because people are running out of contracts. I don't think we're going, like in the future, in the years to come, unless there's players they don't mind leaving, like say a Robbo, they're not going to extend Robbo's contract. Robbo would just leave at the end of his deal because there's no financial reason why you'd sell him. So you just let Robbo leave at the end of his deal. Players like that, I think they're happy to let go. But players like Kanate and Curtis Joneses and, you know, people that have got 2 years left in the deal, the club are going to try and make sure they sign up. And then they, you know, so they've got 3 or 4 years left in their deal. So in the future, I don't think that's going to be a problem. But for the right now, for this season only, it's a bit shit. But look, let's not talk about contracts and all that anymore. Let's talk about the wonderful football that we are playing. Let's get all the positives. Don't talk about negatives when Liverpool are fucking diamond at the moment. But everyone in the chat, we have to talk about everything. You know what we do over on this channel. We talk about everything. You know, on the pitch, Liverpool are absolutely faultless at the moment. You know, we're doing amazing stuff. It's going well. We just have to add, you know, unfortunately, we have to talk about the stories, the situations of the football club. It might sound a bit negative, but we're going to talk positive now. Guys, 5-0 against West Ham. We, they sucked their own bubbles. We absolutely... we smashed the granny out of them, as they say in the East End, and
you know what? I'm going to do a petition for Danny Dyer to be the next West Ham manager.
Might be Potter.
Danny Dyer.
Let's get him on the sidelines.
Big up Danny Dyer. Big up Danny Dyer. We put on a clinic last night. An absolute.
We didn't even get out of second gear. Like, seriously.
Our attacking play. Let's talk about our attacking play. Lakers, our attacking play at this moment in time, over this Christmas period, we've just gone up a level. Our attacking play has just gone up a level. Salah's just gone up a level. Diaz gone up a level. Cody Gakpo, who don't get spoke about enough. Me came out of being going on for him playing left wing for I don't know how long now. And now he's playing left wing. Talk to me about our attacking play, because for me, our attacking play is the best in Europe.
What can you say? Like, what Salah's on 30 GA? Like, madness. Even when our strikers aren't performing like we want them to, our wingers are coming in, you know. We're sort of going back to where we had Manny and Salah when the wingers were getting the goals and, you know, just 9 was holding up play. And probably they're all scoring. So obviously Salah's our main goal scorer, but Gakpo and Diaz are both getting goals. They're sharing out a little bit because obviously they're interchanging some games. Obviously sometimes they're both starting because Diaz is being the 9, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not keen on the idea long term. Like, I think we should go and buy a 9. But you can't complain. I'm not going to complain because he's scoring goals and he's linking up play. So Boslai's getting involved more. We obviously had McAllister played a 10. Was it Jones a 10? Well, James was a 10, wasn't he?
Jones was.
Yeah, I watched the second half because I was drinking. So you got Jones playing the 10. The players are playing positions they should be playing in. I think that's what's helping. Like, we're having the players playing in actual positions. Like under Klopp, he was doing a madness, or Pep Linders was doing madness. Gakpo's playing as a midfielder, and we're all screaming out. We are not managers and got these degrees in football, but we can see that Gakpo should not be playing as a midfielder. And I think that's what it is now. And I think that's what Slot does. Slot can get a player, right? I will play you to your best position, and I'll get the best out of you. And I think that's what Slot is doing. And I also think of the way we sort of link up play and everyone involved in it. That's why we look so good. And we're not getting out of third gear. Like, West Ham game, we probably stayed in first gear most of the game. Team was defending as a whole, and we attack as a whole. And I think that's just, people might think it's boring compared to the Klopp football, but I actually prefer it. I like the tactical side of football, and I think this is where we will win trophies under Slot, because we're not getting knackered because of obviously what Klopp would be 100 miles an hour every game under Klopp, which was great. We loved it as fans, get some cheer about. But now, he's taking play, even takes players off. 60 minutes, players come off. And we, like last season, we're screaming, take them off. You've been on too long. So, but our attack, gone with a bit of talent there, right? But our attack is top notch. We've got 2 players for each position. Like, people moan about our depth and FSG don't spend money, but we've got players for every position and attack 3.
Yeah, look, I've said this. I've said to people on Twitter. I can't believe there's Liverpool fans on Twitter that actually came for me. right? But I actually said I've said it all season. I'm going to say it now. Liverpool have the best squad in the league as it stands right now. You know, you can look at what City did last year, and that's City last year. But I'm looking at everyone's squads today. You know, right now, in my opinion, Liverpool do have the best squad in the league, and I think it is showing. City have wonderful talent and wonderful players, and they certainly do. But they haven't got a better squad than Liverpool right now, have they, K-Mac? And it's showing. Also, with it, Slot is profiling players. I think he's profiling players a little bit better. That's why you're seeing Gakpo play in a position that suits him more. Diaz, more effective in that 9 with the ability that he's got. He's got Mo now, more inside than he used to be last year. You know, he's more in front of goal. Do you think he's just profiling players a little bit better?
The thing is, like, do you remember when you were a kid and you used to play football and you get picked for a team and you're like, oh, where's your best position? And you go, oh yeah, I'm a left back, or I play up front. Or do you think Slot just did that when he had them all in the changing room, like just to gaggle at them, like, all right, lads, where's your best position?
Yeah, it does.
Cody went, you know what, mine's left wing, boss, and he was like, okay, you can play left wing.
Yeah, it does look like they just.
He just went through the whole team and picked everybody for the position that they feel the best in. And look what we've got. Like, the thing about it as well is we have stumbled across something which is probably a stopgap, but I think it's probably going to win us the league this season and maybe a double. Is just playing Diaz where Nunes is. Like, it seems like it's a really good stopgap, and it also helps with not having to flog Jota, because you can't overplay Jota at the moment. Like, when Jota played, I think he came on and he did like maybe 10, 15 minutes in that game, and there was a stop in the game. Jota was like pulling his shirt because he's obviously still got breathing difficulties because of the lung. So he was obviously struggling because of that. But what did Jota do? Came on and scored. Like, what a finish that was, top bin. Look,
that's what he does, man. That's what he does.
At the end of the day, I think we've scored 14 goals. Was it 14 goals in the last 3 games? Like,
it was about United. Yeah, we're going to talk about United and Chelsea in a minute, guys.
Scott did say, come November, December, you'll see my proper football. He did say at the beginning of the season.
He did.
So,
I've also got one more thing to say as well, which people kind of need to be very excited about, is every second half of the season, Slot gets better. His team performs better than the first half of the season. And it also shows in every match that we play. Like, this is the first game where we've actually put the opposition completely out of sight in the first half. Like, other teams have always been in the game, and then we've obviously came in second half and annihilated them or beat them by whatever we've done, because there's been a number of things that we've done. But this is now telling, and Man United should be very, very scared now, because Dominic Szoboszlai's had a whole rest. Like, literally didn't play the game.
And Gravenberch never got booked, so he's going to be available.
And he had half a game off as well.
Yeah, and let's talk about in the game as well, in the Liverpool-West Ham game. Let's talk about McAllister, because...
Wow.
Yeah, he's performed. Look, I think McAllister's been really good all season. Sometimes defensively, he can be got at a little bit, like the goal we conceded against Spurs when he took one too many touches and got out. You know, that might be one of the weaknesses of his game. But on the positive thing with McAllister, he's controlling of the game, Lakers. The way he controls the game. We all speak about Gravenberch, and rightly so, because he's done a tremendous job as that DM. But McAllister's the controller. He's literally the controller. That touch and pass he had for Salah yesterday was mad. When he brought it down, passed it through the lines. Yeah, let me know about talk to me about McAllister, because I think he's been an unsung hero that people might not be talking about enough.
Yeah, he's been unsung. Bit shaky beginning of the season, but he's sort of. I think him and Gravenberch just work well together. I think they just understand each other, and I think that's why Gravenberch has grown so much this season. It's because he's got someone there who's quite happy to sort of, if Gravenberch does go ahead, McAllister will drop in and vice versa. So I think it's more of just the duo just are so good together. And I want to see Gravenberch to someone else, and I want to see McAllister to someone else, and just to see how they play together. We've had Jones there a few times, and he looks just as good. But yeah, McAllister, he just gets the ball done for what we paid for him, 32 million. This is what we're good at. This is what Liverpool do. They just suddenly make these signings, and we go, oh wow, 32 million. He's amazing. Like I'd have him as a vice captain personally. I don't particularly like Trent as a vice captain, but that's a different story. So yeah, like he just gets the ball, he takes it off, passes it along. I just think the midfield work. Even Szoboszlai, I think these three now just sort of connecting a little bit. Obviously, we've faulted Szoboszlai a few times as well this season, but I just something's happened on training pitch. They've all just sort of clicked, and they all just seem to know what each other's doing. Like I say, and they just seem to sort of move around when needed.
Yeah. Definitely.
What I will say on that midfield as well, I actually don't think we're going to sign a midfielder.
No, neither do I.
The reason why I say that is, did you see how good Endo was when he came on?
Oh, okay. I get to my Japanese warrior.
He was unreal when he came on.
My Japanese warrior.
See, my theory is, I think we're looking at a midfielder and a centre back, and I think whoever we can sign, Endo sort of slots in.
Yeah.
So if we can only get midfielder, I think Endo goes sort of centre back cover. If we can find a defender, I think Hatte's been linked quite a lot again recently. Then I think he stays in midfield, and I think that's what we have the flexibility this in January. Is we have him who can sort of go. Well, I can play centre back, so play more games centre back, and I have midfield. And I think that's what we're sort of looking at.
No, that's a good shout. I mean, Endo. Look, this is what I've always said about Otaro Endo. Yeah. If Slot don't want to start him in games, I get it. Okay, I understand it. But what he can give you for 30 minutes in a game, coming on, shoring things up, being aggressive, winning the ball back. He's actually a better passer on the ball than people give him credit for.
Did you see some of the through balls against West
Ham?
Yeah,
he's actually a really decent passer of the ball. You know, I think we forget Endo is a Japanese international. I think he's got like 100 caps or something.
Where's
their captain. The man wears a gum shield. He's their captain. He's a decent footballer. We're not talking about a bum here. He can get around the pitch. He knows his role. And I think players like Endo, when you're going for titles and cups, players like that are very important for your team. Yeah. Because if you can give him half hour in a game, it gives your better player half hour to have it off. And you know he's going to do a job for you in a game. If you're in a cup game, you don't want to play your players, but you've got Endo there. You know you can bring him on, and he's going to do a job for you to a level, and it's going to be a decent level. So players like Otaro Endo, K-Mac, they're important to squads if you want to go and win trophies, aren't they?
I just hope he gets enough games to qualify for one.
Yeah, I bet you've got to play 5 Premier League games.
Yeah, no, I just hope he gets enough games.
Yeah.
What I will say, though, as well, is you... So you kind of touched on it. Like, I was listening to a podcast before, and big up Dave Hendricks because he's absolutely brilliant and he's really funny as well. He did a podcast today, and he basically went through all of the teams that are in the top 8 and their signings, and there's only one team in the window that actually signed any decent players that have actually done well for them, and it's actually Forest. You know, Mikalenko,
right?
Yeah, Mikalenko they signed, who's been really good for them.
Oh, they're centre back.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable for them.
Yeah,
but there's nobody else that's actually
elevated.
Actually brought them on any further.
Well, you look at Arsenal, Calafiori and Marino hasn't really elevated Arsenal, has it?
No. So it's interesting just hearing you talk about like we've got the best squad. Yeah, because I don't think the others have improved their squad enough. Like, what we've done is we've actually, Slot he's just put the jigsaw puzzle pieces in the right place, and they were good players anyway. But he's just given them that extra. Like like to turn around and say to Gravenberch, who's a confidence player last season, like I didn't think he was great last season, but he wasn't always going to play, and to go, look, this is your position, you're going to be in here all season, like I believe in you, make it your own, and quite possibly one of the best midfielders in the world right now, like the way he's played. So I just think it's really helped. It's also helped some of our other players as well, like Curtis Jones. He's now given Curtis Jones more freedom to play in games. He's got more goals than Nunes now in the league. Like goals and assists he can start providing. He's given people targets. Like where are players ever given targets before? Like literally come out and said, I want Dominic Szoboszlai to score more goals. That's your target. Like I don't know.
Yeah, Szoboszlai.
It's helping. It's really helping.
Szoboszlai since the international break in November, I think, has been in his best form he has in a long time.
Man United should be scared. Like they really should.
He's got to be fresh, and the players and Lakers. The players are looking quite fresh, aren't they? You look at the West Ham game. No one looked tired. They look quite fresh. As you said, Arne Slot is using the rotation really well. He's using substitutions really well. Players are coming in. McAllister had a big rest. Remember, I think McAllister almost had 3 weeks off in December. He ain't played a lot in December, McAllister.
He was banned from everything.
Yeah, he missed 2 games. I don't think he played. He missed from the 4th of December. I don't think he played again until like the 18th of December, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
So he had a nice little gap there. We know Gravenberch don't play League Cup games. So he's had a break here and there.
Virgil and Mo don't either. Virgil and Mo
don't. So he's rotated well, ain't he, Lakers? Because at the beginning of the season, when he first came in, he said, I don't really rotate. I like to play my first 11 a lot. And he did that to start with. And then he come unstuck against Nottingham Forest. And since that Forest game, in my opinion, he's learned. Because I don't know about you guys. With that, me and Drifty about to talk about this yesterday. With our low block, these players last season struggled against a low block. Since the Forest game, Slot has learned, and I don't think we struggle against low blocks now.
No, we just do straight build up. We just do straight build up. We're happy to have the ball in midfield. We're happy to pass. We're happy to pass like 10 times now instead of passing it 3 or 4 times. We're happy to wait until we get that pass. We can get the ball in. And like I say, we are fitter. We look fitter, so the players are moving around more. I think the training is helping us a lot more as well, because we keep hearing that players aren't training certain times, and then it's in the match day squad. So clearly our training is being done differently than before now. But players are getting breaks. So if you're playing 3 games in a week, you're not training as hard as you were last season, which will then help with injuries. We have been unfortunate with a few injuries. Obviously, the centre back area is a concern currently, because obviously Gomez has now got a hamstring, so we technically only have 2. But obviously, I count Endo as a centre back because I think he can play there. So we do have 3 centre backs in the team. So it's just about like Slot man. I think us losing Nottingham Forest was actually a blessing in disguise, because I think he's learned.
We said that on your show, Jamie. We actually said that. Yeah, he's
gone. There's a lot of games coming up. I can't play every game like you can in the league before, like he was before, because obviously it's an easier league. So yeah, I think he's learning. I think he's very adaptable. Every game, players are coming out saying half time he will sit there and tell us how to beat a team, and that's happening every game. So his tactical mind is phenomenal, and I think it's being missed. I don't think it's been talked about enough. And people are like saying, who bought Slot in? I had no idea who Slot was. Like when we first started, I'm like, who is this guy? Like I didn't know who clue he was. We all wanted Amarin. We all wanted Xabi Alonso. Most of us did. We went for Slot. We're like, hang on a minute, who is this bloke? We did our research and we've gone, do you know what? He could work, and he's showing that he can work. To lose 1 game in a calendar year and change teams. So you've had to reteach your players where you play is not being talked about enough, and he's not being talked about enough as one of the best managers currently in this league. people say the Chelsea boss has been manager of the season so far because they're second or third now, wherever they are.
Oh,
But how can you, when you've literally got a guy who's just come in, spent no money, so everything's new to him, new environment, new players, some new coaches as well, and he's lost one game.
yeah. It's mad.
The wild thing is, I was saying this to someone before, is if Nottingham Forest finish second, Nuno Espirito Santos should definitely get manager of the season.
Oh yeah. I hear that because the job he's done is amazing. The job he has done, you got to give him all the credit in the world, definitely. Look, obviously we'll get to the Mo Salah stuff in a minute. Unfortunately, the only negative of that West Ham game was Joey getting the hamstring. I think Slot said it was quite a bad hammy, or he said he'd go be out for a while or something to that extent. Obviously, the route, like I think Slot said in his press conference for the West Ham game, that he's hoping Konate's fit and ready for the United game. We'll find out tomorrow if Konate's training, which will be, hopefully he is. Hopefully he's back in training. That'd be great. Because losing Gomez is a bummer, because I think Gomez has actually done really well since he came in for Konate. And it shows why we should keep someone like Joey G around. So he's got his hamstring. It's unfortunate. Joey, he hadn't had an proper injury for a while, to be fair to him.
It was a weird one as well. Did you see it?
Yeah, it's it's as he put his foot down, weren't it? He sort of like got.
They're the ones that make you go.
It's like Saka's one didn't look like anything.
No, just fell over.
Saka's one didn't look like. So hopefully it ain't too bad for Joey. Hopefully it's only like a grade 1 and it's like a couple of weeks.
There are rumours that it could have just been a muscle.
A strain. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
2 weeks. Yeah.
What is it? Monday? We should find out tomorrow. Tuesday's when we usually find out. So
Slot seems to be doing press conferences every day at this rate, which is bizarre.
Yeah,
he loves the press.
He loves the press. He talks to them well, to be fair. Hopefully, it's only a strain or a grade 1. Then I think we're all right. But you know, we got obviously Kwanzaa who came in, who did well when he came in. Robbo's been a bit of a weakness in the defence. So I think we can all admit that at left back. Although I know he made the mistake in the first 30 seconds. After that, I thought he actually had a pretty good game. Robbo's a weird one because still offensively, I think he's actually pretty decent. It's just his defensive actions at the moment. And Robbo seems to be aware of it now because he got interviewed before the game. So he's obviously aware of it. So with the Robbo situation, losing Gomez, I know everyone maybe like we want a DM to just rotate with Gravenberch. It's very hard to get a midfielder that comes in and starts for us right now. It's more going to be a rotational player to give Gravenberch rest. But do we actually need a centre-back more this January? Is that what do you think we should be looking at?
Yeah.
What do you guys reckon?
If I had a choice, I would go for Joe Hato because he can play centre-back, he can play left-back.
You do both.
Yeah. Again, like I said earlier, it gives us that flexibility in summer then just to decide where you want to play him. Do you want to play him as a long-time left-back or do you want to play him as a long-time centre-back? So it gives us that flexibility. And Hato's young, he's 18, and he talks about Van Dijk as being his idol. So why not lean on that and see if we can get him in for January? He's young, he can grow with the team.
He can't play your idol. Can't play for idol for 6 months with his game.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something funny as well. If you play Football Manager, after a year, he becomes unhappy at the club.
Yeah, there you go.
He wants to move to a bigger club.
There you go. I would. Yeah, a lot of people are saying centre back now is more of the priority. Let me know in the chat, guys.
There's lots of stuff with Gahey again, by the way.
Yeah, there is. Let me know in the chat what you guys feel, because I know a few months back we all decided that we do need that midfielder. I've said it all summer, that we're one midfielder short because it will just rotate Gravenberch. I don't think we need a starting midfielder. I think it's very hard to get a midfielder to start in the 3 we play right now, but we do need that rotation for Gravenberch. But if Endo can do a job, is the centre back area? Yeah, everyone's saying we're short. Yeah, centre back.
I feel like we should be signing a youngster, like a midfielder who's young, in the like 20s, because like we've got Gravenberch, we've got McAllister, we've got Endo, we've got Jones. So there are sort of our main 4. So I think this is the position now we should be signing 20-year-olds that can come into a team and be that sort of fifth choice and grow. So if someone does eventually leave, we've got them already in the team. And I think that's where we struggle. I don't think we do that enough.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I do agree with you there. Look, centre back is going to be an interesting one because, as everyone said there, like you said there, if Virgil does re-sign his contract, can I re-sign their contract? Well, there's your defensive. That's your partnership. You know, they're 1 and 2. Yeah, they're 1 and 2. Joe Gomez has still got a few years left on his contract to go yet. You got young Gerald Kwanzaa, who you could then afford to loan out. So came out like you said, do you go for a young centre back, like maybe a Hato who is only 18? Do you go for someone like that can come to the club, learn, build, get better through the years, and use sparingly, but you go improve his game?
I think that's genuinely why we were looking at the lad that went to Man United,
Lenny Yoro.
He
wouldn't have started. He wouldn't have started. He would have been that.
Started. He would have been.
Choice.
He would have been the backup for Virgil. Look, I can't see us going in for like a Murillo or anyone like that because
he's going to want to start.
That's an established player, like he's
a quality centre back.
He's quality centre back, by the way. Yeah, he want to play football, like, and that's the thing about Mark Gahey. Like is Mark Gahey want to play third choice? Because he will be third choice because he's going to be behind Canate.
Doesn't sign a new deal. I think he's trying to get Braithwaite if he doesn't sign a new deal at Everton.
I mean, Braithwaite as well. Like, look, I think it's going to be a left back who can play centre back as well,
like a versatile centre back.
It's got to be someone like that because if you look at the way Robbo plays, like he tucks in as a centre back, pretty much in a back three.
Yeah, we play a back four, but then we go into a back three in possession,
and then Trent goes into midfield or he goes further up on the right hand side, and we play with a back three, and Robbo stays in the centre, which is probably the reason why Robbo isn't great like anymore, because that's not really ever been his role. He's never been a centre back.
And I think because we play like that, I think he probably trusted Robbo to do that more than Tsimikas at the moment in that third centre back role.
It makes sense. Doesn't it?
Robbo plays, it
does make sense. And he's being flogged again, by the way. Like I'm surprised he played against West Ham. Like, to be honest,
I think he played against United as well.
Yeah, I know he's playing every single game. And it's also the fact that we probably need a guy that maybe is a bit more versatile with his right foot and not just left foot constantly, because that catches Robbo out as well. He's literally just left-footed and everything has to go.
Yeah, Trent.
That's why he got caught out for the penalty and also a couple of big chances that he's given away is because of his touch, because he's not good with his other foot. So yeah, for me, Inacio's probably a good player. Nkapie's not going to sign now; he's just signed a new contract. Lukaba's being looked at by Real Madrid, by the way. So good luck with that one. I don't think you're going to get an Italian guy because they just never move from Italy. So you're looking at, maybe someone from the Prem, maybe someone from Holland, maybe someone from France. I don't know, but who knows? Could be someone we've never even heard of.
I mean, so I was always up on the Kirkes thing, but apparently Liverpool are not interested in Kirkes.
He's the
wrong profile, apparently, which is like, okay, if he's the wrong profile, does that mean they want a technical left back?
Or they want someone who can play centre back.
Yeah,
he's just a runner, isn't he? Like
and that's my thing about Outlier. So Outlier is probably the most technical left back in the league, probably. Yeah, but
he got another 2 assists, by the way.
Yeah, my thing about Outlier is great game that way. Defensively, if he's going to tuck in, don't make sense either.
Like Kerbal here.
Yeah.
Do you think Kirk was a target, but now Trent might sign a new deal? They've gone, okay, we can get more defensive now because we're keeping Trent.
Ooh.
So now we're looking at other options.
Maybe. And this is the thing,
if we offered him 310,000, which Tom Little said that we did, then you would think Trent is signing a new contract.
Yeah, he's got to sign.
That's mega bucks. That's mega bucks.
If that's in front of him, he will sign. Yeah, I just don't think Kirk is. If we want like that left, because he did it at Feyenoord, one of his fullbacks always tucked in. You know, the most defensive fullback tucked in, the most offensive fullback got forward. That's the way he liked
Was
to
it
play.
Gertrude?
Yeah. I think Gertrude is the one who tucked. Was he the one who tucked? I think he's the one who tucked.
Yeah.
And so with the way Liverpool play at the moment, Robbo's more one that tucks and Trent's more offensive. But you know, Robbo still gets forward as well. Of course, he does in an attacker phase of play.
Did you see that? Did you see the analysis on Match of the Day for the West Ham game? Robbo was like the fifth striker.
Yeah, so Robbo against West Ham, Robbo was the one getting forward and Trent was the one tucking in.
Yeah. Because
Trent was getting the ball a lot in the deeper area of the pitch, like a third centre-back, and Robbo was the one bursting forward. So he used them differently. So if we are looking for a certain profile, and Kirkez is not that profile, Outlier wouldn't be that profile either. So it must be someone who can play that left back and centre back role together.
Maybe can do that. Joe Hatto can do that. He plays centre back now, doesn't he?
Yeah, so maybe it's someone like it. I think Lewis Steele, I believe, said today on Downfield Gender that Liverpool will buy in January if the right player is definitely there to go and get. I just don't feel like midfielder. We need that midfielder right now. I just don't feel I think Slot might be looking at it and thinking, right, I might go and get a midfielder in, but it might just upset the rhythm of the midfielder I've got right now because he might want to play. I don't need. I'm going to play Gakpo and McAllister are going to be my starting pivot. I've got Curtis Jones, I've got Szoboszlai, I've got Harvey Elliott, and I've got Wataru Endo, and I can rotate.
Got Morton still as well.
Yeah. So
Morton had a good game as well. Morton's had good games.
Yeah, the funny thing is, Morton went on the bench against West Ham, so I'm just wondering if Morton might leave in January. I just look at. I just wonder if he's going to go with that till the end of the season, and he's looking more at that centre back area, that left back centre back area, as a more important piece of the puzzle right now, and then look at the midfielder scenario again in the summer. I think it all depends. If a midfielder becomes available in the January market that they didn't think was going to be available to the summer, I think Liverpool will then go and get that player and then do the centre back in the summer. It's going to be an interesting one, January. But look, in the West Ham game, Mo Salah again doing his thing.
We're probably about attacking it now.
I lose words. Like, I don't think Mo was great. Look, this is the mad thing. I don't think Mo was great for 90 minutes. He missed a shitload of chances that he should have scored.
Yeah, should have done
yeah.
I mean, their goalkeeper was man of the match, by the way.
Yeah, for that first half, he was
mental.
Doing mental gymnastics, wasn't he? But yeah, Mo Salah, guys, what we're saying, Lakers, Mo Salah again, just 17 goals and 12 assists now. It's mental. It's mental.
Like people comparing to players, like they're saying Beckham's the best assist taker or assist. Look, he's 2 goals behind Beckham now, or the 1 goal now for assists.
Yeah.
He's ahead of Beckham.
He's ahead now, is he?
Yeah, he's ahead.
So he's now ahead.
He's now catching up with Henry.
Wow. So like he's doing that now. He's scoring goals. He's like the 5th highest goal scorer. Is what can you say about this bloke? Like he's had a hair transplant and he's obviously like made him this phenomenal footballer more than what he was. He was already brilliant for us, you know, and now he's doing it again at 32.
Have you seen how many goal involvements he's broken a record, hasn't he, for goal involvements in a whole year?
Yeah.
He didn't even have a great last 6 months of 2024, by the way. Like he wasn't great last year, like towards the end of the season.
No,
imagine if he had a good 6 months there.
People talk about his Christmas tree hoodoo. It wasn't a Christmas tree hoodoo. It was an AFCON. That's when he always dropped off. There's no AFCON now. He hasn't got AFCON this season, so he's going to keep banging his goals in.
And he looks fitter. And he looks fitter, doesn't he? He looks sharper.
He's really scary. Look, the thing about Mo as well is And if you look at
Sorry,
if you look at
I have
if you look
fans
at,
who are leaving it on Sunday. I like
I
it.
know if you look at Liverpool in general, especially with Slot's come in and gone, hang on a minute, this guy's playing way too wide for a start, so let's get him in, let's get him closer to goal. And then he's looked at the team and thought, okay, who's the guy who's going to get me most goals? Well, I'm not going to put it on Núñez because he missed 32 big chances like last season. So he's like, I'm not going to do that with him. So I'm going to use Mo, and Mo's just been banging him in for fun and creating. And he's like, okay. So what's my plan for the future? It clearly looks like his plan for the future is eventually to move Mo inside and for him to play as a 9 or a false 9 where he can float, because Mo's had more touches in the box this season. He scores more chances per capita, per shot than anybody else. Like, his numbers is ridiculous for the conversion rate now. And as Michael Owen said, he's refined his game now that goalkeepers don't even know what he's going to do. Like goalkeepers kind of have an idea. Oh, you know what? He's probably going to do that shot that he takes, which maybe goes to the left. But Mo can do any direction now. Top bin, bottom, under, over. Like, he does every single type of finish now. And if you put him closer to goal in the centre, you've got like another Ronaldo. Like, if he comes to the Premier League in a shit team and scores 24 goals. Like, you know what I mean? Every chance, bang. Like, it's really scary.
He's an absolute machine right now. He really is. He's an absolute machine.
I think he's one goal away from Thierry Henry's record, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the assist, though. Do you think he's going to break his assist record of 20? So he's on 12 right now. So he's 8 away.
Well,
didn't he get 2 assists in West Ham?
Yeah, so he's 12 for the Premier League. And 15
yeah, he will, mate.
Yeah,
he will.
12 for the Premier League. I mean, it's just, and these are not set piece free. They're not set piece. They're not corner sector. They're not corner set pieces, are they? These are open play
took corners, by the way.
Yeah, these are open play set pieces, because Salah don't really take set pieces, does he?
He doesn't take free kicks.
This guy he only takes penalties. That's the only set piece he takes is a penalty. Doesn't really take corners, doesn't take free kicks. And he's got 12 open play assists. That last assist for Jota, guys, the run, talk to me later, because that run, remember, he's not aesthetically pleasing. So, yeah.
He's done that in 3 games, by the way. He's done that mazy run and hit the crossbar and hit the post so he can't do that. He can't. He's not good to look at.
All I hear is Hazard, and Salah's just done what Hazard done
in his entire career. By the way, in one season,
I don't rate Hazard personally. You can't go a season without scoring a goal and be dubbed one of the best wingers. I get he did trickery, but Salah's scoring goals, setting goals up. If it wasn't for a certain striker, he probably would already be on like 15, 16 assists this season.
Yeah, that is very true.
This is where I think Diaz works, because he can do that link up play with Salah. And this is where I kind of go, okay, let's go buy a left winger, and let's put Diaz centrally all for the rest of the season or even long term, and let Salah stay out wide so he can do what he does, cut inside, be involved in the game. So you go get like a Madus, I can't say his name, but plays for Frankfurt.
Yeah,
Mamouche.
That's the sort of player
City are looking at him. He's on City's radar.
Yeah, he's heavily,
because he's like a false 9 link-up play. Can also play left wing if needed. So again, it gives us that flexibility. And I don't really think we're going to go and sign any players for 1% position. I think we're looking for players that can play in multiple areas.
Well, I think you do eventually, because if you've got 2 players for each position, if you get a third player for a certain position, they're never going to play. So it's better off getting someone who's more versatile that can play in multiple. Like I know Chiesa's not fit at the moment, but what is wrong with Chiesa? Why did he miss that game? Slot did say it, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah, nobody
just
knows.
Match fitness. Match fitness.
But he played the other game. He played the
when
other game.
Chiesa is available to actually play, Chiesa is one of them players who play right, left, or middle. You know, he's versatile.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we're going to look at because, like the fourth defender, the fourth centre back, it might be a centre back who can play left back, like you guys are saying. So he gets game time. Otherwise, Kanate and Virgil just go play, and you know, then you got Gomez there as well. So you know, you need these versatile players. So yeah, Chiesa's 98%. My Mosh is in talk to Arsenal as well.
Because we're moving Chiesa to central, or we can sign a left winger and go. Well, that's because we're putting Diaz central, or we can sign 9 because we're going to put Diaz back. So this is not the flexibility we have. So we could sign. We all said we want a left winger and we want a right winger, but we could actually sign a player and his positions, and it can be explained why. And I think that's the flexibility we have. I think that's what they're saying. If a player comes available, we can fit them in our team because actually they can play in right positions. Like we've been looking at Xerxes. Again, he can play right wing, 10. So then you go, we're going to move players around, and I think that's what we can do.
I think you can do that with Elliot and also Szoboszlai.
Can you?
Do you remember we played Elliot on the left wing for a couple of games and he scored a few goals?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've got an issue with the left side. I really don't. Like, you know, to have Cody, who's I think he's got he's got 9 GA in 13 games now, and Mo Salah's given him, and he's got 8 assists, like 8 goals off Mo Salah, like assist wise, which is just they're starting to get a real relationship together now, and they look great together. They cross into each other, they're looking for each other more. It's brilliant to see, and like we talked about, like I think we have just really stumbled across something that's quite special and might actually get us a couple of trophies this season by replacing Núñez with Diaz in the centre.
All right, some breaking news that Lakers just sent me. So guys, breaking news. David Ornstein has just said the feeling around Liverpool is that Salah and Virgil will end up signing a new deal. The suggestion is that it will be a 2-year contract. And here's the important bit. According to David Ornstein, that is what Slot and Hughes want. So Slot, this is the big news. Slot and Hughes want Virgil and Mo to sign 2-year contracts. This is the hold up on the contracts. So it's Slot and Hughes. They want 2-year deals for Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. And that apparently is the weight up at the moment. It's not financial. It's just length of deal. So how do we feel about that?
How many times did we talk about that? Length of deal.
It's just length of deal. So that's breaking from David Ornstein today. He's basically saying the feeling is Virgil and Mo will end up signing a new deal. The suggestion is getting it to there to be a 2-year deal. And he's saying that is what Slot and Hughes want. So 2-year deals for Virgil and Mo Salah, guys. Let me know what you think in the chat. What do you guys think?
There's no drop off there for me. There's no drop off in those 2 years. I think they'll still be as good as they are now in 2 years' time. So, and then we go back to the table, don't we?
So 2 years' time, Virgil will be coming up to his 36th birthday. That'd be like, you could argue that could be a time where you let Virgil leave. Salah will be coming up to his 34th, 35th, all depending where their birthdays are in that year. Maybe, you know, I think they obviously want a bit longer, maybe 3 years, 4 years. But look, if they're still knocking it out of the park in 2 years' time, they can go back to the table for a year extension, can't they? So, yeah, Liverpool say there'll be year 2 or 1 option, maybe. Like the option doesn't have to be added. That's the thing with options. It doesn't have to, the club can give the thing when they're not going to give it. You know, it doesn't have to be given. So that could be the scenario. Lakers, what are you thinking on this news?
Yeah, I think we've all said 2 years is good deals. I think like 2 and an option for 1 extra year would make more sense because it gives us that flexibility if we want to time down another year. If they are doing well, if it's like, again, we're here again in 2 years' time, and it's nearly January. let's just extend that contract break option for another year. So I think that would make a lot of sense. And the thing is, Slot's getting what he wants. That we're all blaming Hughes and Edwards and vice versa. How we don't know if Slot saying, look, I don't want him down to 3 contract. I want to give him 2 years. I don't want his signing because I want to see who I've got. People forget Slot has basically got a 23 new signings in the summer because it's team.
Yeah.
So he's had a well of time. Always new players who are top quality, and you need top quality players to replace them, and they're not available all the time. Yes, we should push the boat out and get certain players that we feel like we should be signing. But like I said, if they all suddenly sign, we've all got eggs on our faces. Even me, I've said if Trent doesn't sign, sign him in January. But if he then signs, I've got egg on my face.
Yeah, I hear that. Also, David Ornstein just put out as well. Liverpool are still trying to renew Trent Alexander-Arnold, but it's not so clear compared to Salah and Van Dijk. It's David Ornstein. So David Ornstein basically saying today, guys, as we're being live right now, coming out saying that he thinks, in his opinion, Virgil and Mo will sign for Liverpool, but Liverpool are trying to do it as 2-year contracts. And according to David Ornstein and what he's heard, that is what Slot and Richard Hughes want. Also coming out from David Ornstein tonight, he's saying Liverpool are trying to renew Trent's contract, but it's not so clear compared to Salah and Van Dijk. So that's where we are, guys. Trent's gone in.
David Ornstein gets his information from the club. Like let's be fair. Like he gets it from the club. Yeah,
he does.
So we all pray for David Ornstein's tweet to come up about Liverpool.
Yeah. Apparently, Liverpool are lining up a £65 million bid as well for Mark Guay from Palace as they target a new defender in January. It's also coming out from Ornstein.
He plays left. He can play left back, by the way.
Oh, so while we've been live, that's breaking news. While we've been live, guys, Liverpool trying to get this Virgil and Mo contract sorted. The club want 2 years. Arne Slot wants them to have 2 years. That's what they're trying to do. David Ornstein feel like it will happen eventually. With Trent, they're not too sure. It seems a bit more difficult. And Mark Guay is apparently a transfer target for January. Chat, let me know what you feel. Boys, go for it. What do you feel about this news? Go on,
Mark Guay, he was brilliant for the for England. Remember how good he was in the Euros?
He was good for England in Euros, but also not been great, I would say, this season club level.
I know, but he's had a new manager, and the new manager's literally put a new centre back with him.
I think he's a decent
new left back. And a new left back.
I will say this with Guay, yeah. He's a decent defender to come in that isn't going to be first choice. Yeah. You know, at that level of defender, if you want to play him left back and make him that third centre back when we attack, that gives you a bit more defensive depth. He's got pace, he's quick, he's strong, he's athletic. So from that standpoint, you know he's not going to be Virgil, Van Dijk. That's their positions. If you got say they look at it and think, right, we've got Virgil and Canate. Canate and Virgil are our 2 centre backs. Then our backups are Gomez and Guay.
Well, I think it'll be Quansah. It'll be Quansah and Guay, won't it?
Yeah,
Gomez will go.
I think Gomez left back. If you want a defensive left back, put Gomez there.
Yeah, that's.
I don't disagree with that, by the way. I think Gomez is great, but it's just not what Slot wants, is it? It's just not.
No. Pay the toll says 65 mil is a lot low.
You could have Gomez go the opposite way, by the way.
Ooh,
Gomez comes from London, by the way. Gomez comes from Charlton.
That's a shout, you know. That is a shout. Because I don't see us having all them. I don't see us having all them centre backs at one time. That's the case, and I don't like if we get Mark Guay in. He's coming in to be a centre back. He ain't coming to be a left back when you've got 2 left backs still at the club. Because we know what we know.
Quansah, 6 months.
Yeah, Yeah, because Kwanzaa could be loaned out, and then they sell Gomez in the summer. That could be a good point.
It's a good point. Gerard Williams just wrote, "You can't let Gomez go until he scores."
It's getting closer every game as well. To be
He's
fair,
getting closer.
getting closer.
I think Gomez will score before Nunes at this rate.
What's Van Dijk doing in West Ham game? A little walk, didn't he? He was like, I'm going to go score a goal.
Had to kill one in.
I know,
He was annoyed. He didn't hit that properly.
Yeah.
Mark Guehi's a good player. He's from Chelsea's academy, by the way. Like they
This is what Liverpool do, though. We really never sign nobody, or we'll all be like, bloody hell, what are we doing? That's the thing at Liverpool. They never sign nobody, or we go bang, bang, bang. Here's a contract. Here's the new signings. Right, we're good to go.
Yeah. So he was talking. Hang on.
A lot of people don't want him.
Hang on, let me see if I can. Hang on, right, I'm going to do something, guys, quickly. Let me. No, hang on, guys, stay with me 1 sec. I'm here. Hopefully, ESPN don't kill me for this, but there you go.
We'll start with Trent, David. It's about whether or not they're going to sign, whether they're going to get offered one. And with Trent, it seems the talk is he's the most likely to leave. What do you know?
Yeah, season's greetings to you all, Rebecca. That is the consensus within the industry, it would seem, and certainly reports in Spain suggest that Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid is getting closer. My information is that nothing is decided just yet. And so we need to bring a bit of calm to this situation. All options remain open. And that's largely because his camp have not been able to hold any formal negotiations yet. They cannot do that until January the 1st. But that is now very soon. Once that day arrives, they can speak freely to clubs from outside of England, and they're allowed to sign a pre-contract agreement to join as a free agent in the summer of 2025. We don't know yet that they'll do that. We don't know whether or not Real Madrid will make an offer to sign him permanently. What we do know is that Real Madrid want to sign him. They are extremely keen. And so it presents him with a massive decision to make. He's the homegrown boy, Liverpool born and bred. He's coming into his peak years. Liverpool are clearly set up well to succeed under Arne Slot.
By the way, can you all hear this? Yeah, you can all hear. Yeah. I was about to say, just someone said that would be quiet for like a minute. Just making sure you can all hear it.
Well, you can hear it.
Yeah. Sometimes I can hear it. I've done this so many times where I've shared it that I can hear it and no one else can. And I'm sitting there watching something and everyone's like, Jay, we can't hear it.
Can I also just say something on that? So he just said then that Real Madrid might even try and sign him in January for money. So it's in SER, which is one of their big media outlets, that said that Florentino Perez wants to buy him in January and will offer money, but not crazy money. Don't be surprised if we sell him for like 25 million, 30 million. Like, don't be surprised if we take money for him, because letting him go for free is not going to appease the fans.
No, he'll be enemy number one. Right,
and he's not going to get a fanfare on the way out, like he thinks he will.
No.
And the new regime. But how often do you get the opportunity to join a Galactico the size of Real Madrid? Most people take that opportunity. Let's see what Trent Alexander-Arnold will decide. So far, there has just been the speculation over this. January the 1st is the key moment. And what I would say is in the month of January, we should see some movement, a resolution of sorts, because he will want this to get sorted sooner rather than later. Liverpool, you could say, only have themselves to blame for letting it get this late. They should have dealt with it earlier. If they had, say, a couple of years ago, I think he would have signed. But he now has this dilemma on his hands.
Thank you. This is what I've been saying, but carry on.
100%.
Falls into the palms of Richard Hughes, the new sporting director. He's inherited it. The previous regime were initially in charge of this, and it's something that he will have to tackle. I'm told he's behaved impeccably on and off the pitch, exemplary, focused fully on succeeding with Liverpool, whatever happens in this saga. Liverpool fans are clearly very sensitive. This is a boy who has been with them since the age of 6, but now it's coming into the crunch. And I think we're going to hear a lot more about this because of who he is, what his situation represents, and how it's different to the situations we're going to talk about now.
Yeah, indeed. For Trent, wow, Liverpool or Real Madrid, nice problem to have, I think, is what they say. Let's talk about the other two, shall we? Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah. Where do they stand as of today?
No agreement with them either over a new contract. Liverpool are still trying with Trent Alexander-Arnold, of course. They're still trying with Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah, but there are no agreements. These conversations continue. We know that they have made offers to all 3 players, but they're in a precarious position due to the fact that, again, it has been left so late. The feeling around Liverpool is that both Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk will eventually end up signing. And the suggestions that I'm getting is that it will be a 2-year contract. That is what Arne Slot wants. That is what Richard Hughes, as the sporting director, wants. And both players, it is felt, want to stay. What they need to get right is the financial aspect. They're 32 in the case of Mohamed Salah, going on 33 in the summer. 33 in the case of Virgil van Dijk, going on 34 in the summer. Fenway Sports Group, the ownership, have a policy. They don't like to hand out big contracts at this age. But these are unique situations. So maybe they will apply a unique rule. It's going to go on for a bit longer because I'm told that there's nothing imminent. And again, it's being handled by Richard Hughes, the sporting director, a problem that has been passed onto his plate following what happened with the previous regime. Both players playing out of their skin. And so I think there's a bit more relaxation about this due to the fact that they're older. There's not the same market for them as there is with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and the feeling that it is going Liverpool's way with those two, whereas it's not so clear with Trent Alexander-Arnold. So massive decisions to make at Anfield with their key players. And we're now coming into the point where finally, after all of this conversation, we should hopefully get some clarity.
It's up, Rebecca.
Can I just
Can
I just say one thing?
Yeah.
You might not have picked up on that. He said all 3 have been offered new contracts. All 3.
Yeah.
There's never ever been a conversation that's been come out from Ornstein that said that Trent's been offered anything. There's all been rumours, like 3 contracts here, blah blah blah, this. He's literally just said all 3. So the Trent one, we've offered him a new deal.
So yeah, that was the news there from Mr. Ornstein himself, talking right there on ESPN. So hopefully they don't flag the video. So we learnt a lot there. You know, all 3 have offered deals, but they've not taken them so far. It looks like Liverpool, Arne Slot and Richard Hughes will be happy to give Virgil and Salah 2-year deals. It's if they sign them. Like, do you think they sign them? Like Virgil and Salah? That's just all Virgil Salah.
Yeah.
If I think it'll come down later in the season that they will sign their deals. Yourself, Lakers?
I think 2 definitely get done. I've been worried about them contracts, but I do think 2 get done definitely. It's just when. Do I want it to drag on to the season? No. I'm already going grey as it is. I don't want to go grey. Worrying about it. But if that's what the club do and they sign, then we can't really complain. I just think Trent's the main one because obviously because Madrid are there and they obviously are tapping him up. You know, they will be talking to his agent. I know we all say it can't do it till January, but it'll be happening behind the scenes. We've done that ourselves for certain players, and it happens in football. But I don't know. Does Trent sign? That's the big question. I think he might, but then tomorrow might then say he won't tomorrow. So I would say 50-50 on Trent. But
Yeah, and we could all understand Trent's dilemma with Real Madrid being 26. We get it, but
he's absolutely right though. Real Madrid don't come knocking on the door for anyone.
yeah, and people don't. To be fair, people don't usually turn down Real Madrid.
He's going to go into that team and play for 5-6 years.
He could probably look at it and play. I'm going to play right back for Real Madrid, and then just, the thing is, if he goes to Real Madrid, watch Mbappe become a better player.
Like what's Carvajal won at Real Madrid? Like, how many trophies has he won?
Yeah, and then Trent's got to do that, isn't he?
He's just going to do that.
So I hear it. I understand. That's why I'm not angry at it. I'm not angry at Trent. I really ain't. I know a lot of Liverpool fans.
What I'm more pissed off about is just the way the other two came out and said, like, look, we want to stay. Like, if he really wants to stay, then just tell us. Like, it makes it easier on yourself. But he should have just come out at the start of the season and said, look, I really want to go to Real Madrid, lads. We'd all be fine with it. We'd all be fine with it, because who wouldn't? But for you to just not say a word and then just go, like, I'd be just like, what? Like, give us a warning. All we wanted.
And this is this is true as well. Slot said he has nothing to do with contract years. I think it having nothing to do with it, and his opinion, I think, are different.
I have some saying it.
It's a great way of getting out of answering anything, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like because Slot's the head coach, Slot will want to know what players he's got and how he wants to move them players around. Yeah, so Slot might feel the way I'm going to play football. 2 more years of Virgil and Salah's perfect for me. Then we'll get some rotation and move on. 4 more years might be a bit of an issue. So he might have that as a say, but he has, as I said, he's not involved. He's not in the boardroom. Like, that's why he's quite happy with getting on with his work at the moment. So obviously he's an FSG puppet. Thing is, the thing with Oystein, he does obviously talk to FSG. We all know this, but he is an extremely good journalist. Like,
he's actually an Arsenal puppet.
Yeah, he's more Arsenal than anything else. But he is an extremely good journalist. What he's saying is probably the truth, and we'll probably hear more from other journalists soon as well. So,
I mean, has he ever been wrong? Like,
no, not really.
He was right about Zubimendi. He was right about the French lad. Like, he's been right about a lot of stuff for Liverpool. Like, I'll be honest.
Yeah, look.
I'll tell you something funny though. What was I going to say then? I was going to say something. I can't remember now. Sorry. Go.
So the other left back we ain't spoke about is that Alphonso Davies. Now, links again haven't gone far away. Like, Davies is on 180 grand a week at this moment in time.
Robbo's on 160.
Yeah, Robbo's on 160. I think Davies would probably want to be over 200 grand a week.
Yeah, he will. He will.
Is it a signing you can see could happen?
No,
Alphonso Davies.
I think he'd be absolutely sensational.
I didn't say no.
Sensational for us.
There's no way as a club we're going to pay our second choice left back at 160k a week. So we cannot have 2 left backs on over 160k a week. So in that case, we'll have to move on, because I can't see us as a team having 2 players in the same position at 160 plus k a week.
But what you also have to look at as well is, do you remember what Edwards and what came out with Edwards and Hughes? They were only going to sign players that moved the needle. They were only going to sign players that made our team better. Does Alphonso Davies make our team better?
Yeah,
absolutely. Like, he's an absolutely sensational player.
He is a marquee sign.
Like, if we got Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David on free transfers, my God, that is just that is such an Edwards thing. It's such an Edwards thing. Like,
the shirt says Canada
written all over it, written all over him. That 2 Canadian wonder players, like stars of their team, money from the sales, money from merchandise, and they are really good players. Really good players.
Definitely marquee signs.
If you sell a certain 9 for 40 million, you bring a player for free. That money can be used somewhere else in the team.
All right, guys, we have spoken for over 2 hours. It's been a great show. We spoke loads there. We got everyone in the chat. Don't forget to go and subscribe to K-Mac as well on his channel.
Can you put my link in the chat, please? Keep it real. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, keep it real. If you can do that, be cool. Big up the Lakers as well, making his on-screen debut, I believe. Big up the Lakers. Thank you for coming on, man.
My YouTube
Yeah,
debut.
mate. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
mate.
it's his whole debut of everything. Obviously, I've been talking to Lakers behind the scenes for quite a while now. You know, we're talking WhatsApp and all that, and he wanted to come on, have his say, and he has, and he's done exceptionally well. So big up Lakers. Hope we get you on a little bit more. Yeah, look, Liverpool going from strength to strength on the pitch, guys. Top of the league, smashing West Ham. We've got Man United next. By the way, Man United lost to Newcastle at home today and they got obliterated. Zirkzee went off on the hour mark and got absolutely booed by the own Man United fans. They're sick of him already. Almiron is the worst manager in the league. It's a fact.
They're in a relegation battle, mate.
He's a fucking awful manager. And Chelsea lost again, so we're 10 points clear of Chelsea of a game in hand, guys. They lost away to Ipswich. Going to Ipswich ain't good for everybody, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, rivals keep falling.
Everyone can win there, eh?
No, Arsenal got Brentford on New Year's Day. We're going to see how that goes. But, yeah, the Reds keep marched on. Man United on the weekend. Loads to look forward to. And, yeah, hopefully we get these contracts sorted soon. We just heard from David Ornstein there. So, big up to everyone. I'll be back tomorrow. Another show, guys. I'm going to be talking about Luis Diaz. I'm going to be talking a show about Luis Diaz tomorrow and why I was right all the time. Big up to everyone. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your night. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Reds.